morning, Arizona. It is Sunday, September 21st, 2025. And right now, thousands of people from all over the globe are coming together to remember Charlie Kirk.
And they're doing it right here in Arizona. That became his home state. He moved his foundation, Turning Point USA, here to Arizona, the headquarters, and he bought a home here to live with his family. So Arizona is the place that thousands are flocking to. Our team coverage continues right now. We are live all around the valley, from State Farm Stadium to the freeways to Luke Air Force Base, heavily in the West Valley as we await the president and the vice president's arrival as well. But thousands are expected to pack the stands, security at the highest levels. They say this is a level 1 event on par with the Super Bowl. And so security, again, very tight, and the arrivals, they are starting to get underway here.
We're going to take you inside State Farm Stadium so you can just see, as we just checked in with a reporter moments ago, she was hearing that they're at about 75% capacity right now. We checked in with Troy Hayden, who's inside at this exact spot. He's saying right now, as people are filing in, there's music, there's worship music that is being played. There was a live band just moments ago. Now, at 75% capacity, they still have thousands of people who are lined up outside. And when you step outside, you will feel how muggy it is, how hot it is outside. What you could take with you is limited. They were asking people to only bring in a 16-ounce cup of water, or the bottle of water with you. So that is something else that is a really big part of this story. Those thousands of people who are outside, who some right now are just deciding to leave.
Right, even though they have been there for hours. So we will check back in with Troy Hayden inside of State Farm Stadium, even though we were giving you a live look there in right now. Music is currently being played as they're still filing people in. There's a huge crowd outside as well of the stadium. Like you mentioned, so many are now just kind of giving up and leaving, as this is a first come, first served basis here. And so the Loop 101 and Cardinals Way, I mean, that has seen a lot of the backup from overnight.
Okay, so Sean Rice has been outside State Farm Stadium for hours now. We're going to check in with him and see how the line is looking. Sean, we've got 2 hours until that memorial starts. How has the line gone so far? Last time we checked in with you, it wasn't moving very fast at all. What are you seeing?
Yeah, very, very similar, Allison and Emma. It's moving at a pretty slow pace, I would say, and I think the other people here in line next to me would agree. What I do want to show you is just how much bigger these lines have gotten. We were over there a second ago when we joined you about 45 minutes ago, and we could show you just how big these crowds were. But at this point, if we pan this way to where I'm at, you can see what we didn't see about 45 minutes ago, which is these lengthy lines. This is about a single file line, or as close to single file as people can get. That was not there 45 minutes ago. It is here now. And so, as I mentioned, maybe the estimate of about trying to get 60 to 70,000 people inside State Farm Stadium is under what people will show up and try to get inside. As I did mention, there's an overflow area, Desert Diamond Arena nearby. That can maybe hold 10, 15,000 people, but it seems from what I'm seeing, way more than 60, 70,000 people, maybe even more than 100,000 people here from what we are seeing. We did have a chance to speak with multiple people. We spoke with a woman who traveled here from Idaho. We spoke with a gentleman who traveled here from Virginia, both in cars, and then someone who was also here locally, lives in Arizona. We want to take you to what they had to say about why they showed up here today. Take a listen.
We got here at 5 o'clock, but this isn't my first rodeo. I've been to 19 of Trump's rallies through the United States, so I kind of knew what to expect.
And to be honest with you, I had never followed him till after his death. And my daughter has followed him for years. And the day he was killed, she called me to come and help her with the 2 kids. She couldn't function. She cried all day. And she cried this morning when she knew I was here. So she said, "Dad, would you go for me?" And I said, "Sure." And I have quit watching TV since he was killed, and I watch nothing but his podcast. Really? And I'm learning a lot about him. And he was definitely a smart, brilliant man of God.
Fair to say.
I've always loved Charlie. I love his message. I love how he always spoke his mind. And I have a charter at my school, and I love Turning Point.
Yeah. Yeah, similar messages there in terms of why they showed up. All about the memorial of Charlie Kirk, what he meant to the movements that he supported, but also what he meant to each of these people individually. I do want to mention there have been people getting maybe a little bit of a heat stroke almost is what it feels like. People handing them water, some people coming out of line, maybe leaving, as we've also seen. So we do have some cloud cover over us. It is certainly not the hottest Arizona day we've ever experienced, but some of the heat elements here and just having to stand in line for as long as these folks have certainly does appear that it's getting to some folks. Other than that, people, as I mentioned, eagerly awaiting a seat inside to witness a one-of-a-kind historic event. We'll send it back to you.
Absolutely. The heat has to be a factor in all of this. And the hard thing with getting such a short time to plan something like this, according to Glendale officials, is, well, you have to limit what people can bring. You only have limited resources here, even though it is a level 1 event. And people were only allowed to bring 1 bottle of water. And when you add in the mugginess, which is not typical for us here in Arizona, we talk about the dry heat all the time. People kind of, like you mentioned, dropping like flies. It looks like he can't hear us right now. But if his photojournalist can hear us, I want to pan a little bit. Okay, we couldn't. But something I wanted to point out is so many people are wearing red, white, and blue. Now, this is what Turning Point and so many leaders there were asking people to do. They say, if you want to come and you want to honor him, wear red, white, or blue, patriotic colors, they say, to honor his life if you show up to the memorial.
And if you do have friends or family who are out there waiting in line, it might be smart to text them or let them know. We were hearing from our reporters who are out there on scene that they're closing in about 75, maybe 80% capacity now. Maybe let them know about that number, because if they're pretty far back, they might want to turn around and go somewhere else. 9:06 is your time right now. Let's talk about what the roads are looking like. If people are still on their way, Lindsay, how things are looking on the roadways. What are you seeing?
It definitely looks like folks are picking up along the 101. So we've been seeing green sensors along the 101, even though we have a lot of closures in the area. Now we're starting to see some red sensors in that area. Now, for folks using I-10 westbound to connect with the 101, that exit ramp is closed. So you'd want to exit at 91st Avenue and go north then on 91st Avenue. Here's the 101 right here, and you can see those sensors indicating stop and go traffic. Then on the side streets, we have several closures. 99th Avenue between Glendale Boulevard and Ballpark Road is closed. Cardinals Way from 91st Street to 99th Avenue, and Maryland Ave from 93rd to 95th Avenue, all closed down. As far as exiting the 101, you want to do it either at Indian School Road or Camelback, or if you're coming from the north, Northern. Those are the best exits, and then use the 91st Street, which is slow. That's right here. And you can see sensors are red and orange, so it's definitely going to be stop and go. But exiting off the 101 a little bit sooner prior to getting to the stop and go traffic looks like a better alternative. Emma?
Lindsay, it is so crowded out there. And to think that people have been out there since 2, 3, 4 a.m. and we're still seeing it like this. We've got 2 hours to go until that memorial service gets going. So we're going to take you back inside State Farm Stadium.
Yeah, that's where we have our Troy Hayden right now. And he says that there are a lot of them, a lot of people, I should say, who were outside finally filing in here. Troy, we're hearing that they're about 75, 80% capacity. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I would believe that for sure. I wanted to give you a little different perspective. We're down here on the floor, so this is what it looks like if we're at the floor level looking up towards the stage. But you want to talk about capacity, so now look all the way up to upper deck up there. So almost that entire upper deck, I guess that would be on the west side of the stadium is full. Switch around here if you can. We are actively filling up the east side of the upper deck. Now, I don't know if they plan on filling in the south area because it's not a very good view. But if they do not, I'd say we're getting very close to maybe even 90% of whatever capacity they want to have here. And I want to show you too, if I could. Each one of these chairs has one of these on it, a card, and the cards are colored. They're different up there. There's red, white, and blue. So I think at a certain point, they're going to probably flip them around. This area is filling up as we go right here. We're live. Why are you out here today?
Well, my name is Representative Rachel Keschel, and Charlie Kirk was an amazing man, and I wanted to come and pay my respects to someone who epitomized the grassroots conservative movement here in Arizona.
Are you surprised that we're filling up a stadium here?
I'm not surprised at all. He had such an effect on so many, especially the youth in Arizona, the youth in America. I am not surprised that he's going to be filling stadiums.
Thanks for talking with us. I appreciate it. Yeah, so here again, they're filling in this area. They also have these little buttons, Charlie Kirk buttons. I don't know if you can see that. And also a bracelet down here on each one of these. So, yeah, guys, if we still have, from what I'm hearing on our coverage, thousands and thousands of people outside, I don't think they're going to be getting in here. 2 hours away from this service now.
Right. Troy, I want to talk about where you're at exactly, because those seats obviously are not filled yet. Who do you expect to have those floor seats?
So the people who are coming in, and I can show you really quickly, they've got special floor designations. So I don't know. You have to be affiliated with Turning Point to get the floor seats?
No, well, so I'm a legislator. I'm an Arizona representative, but I think it's kind of a mix of people who have been involved before, who are currently elected officials, who are Turning Point affiliated. It's like I said, the movement that Charlie started here was so big, and when you're in Arizona politics, you're not. It's not you are affected by Charlie Kirk and Turning Point.
But to get down here, yeah. So that's the way I'm thinking. It's like there's a lot of political type operatives, Turning Point type people. So this is open, and we'll come over here. So again, this is probably about the 50-yard line if the stadium with the field was in here. So these are open, but as you get farther in, you know, if you look down here, that's pretty much full, and then just in front of them is the red zone, that area there, and it's probably about maybe 200 seats, maybe 300 tops, and that looks like it's VIP. It's roped off from everybody else. So yes, while there are seats here, I would assume these seats are all spoken for. Most of the people in that line would not have the floor badges to get down here.
Troy, quick question here. We know the president and the vice president are going to be speaking here along with Kirk's widow and many members of the president's cabinet. Have you seen any of them show up so far?
No, so we just went down to that red area, and actually we were asked to leave from back there. I don't think they want us down there. I saw a representative, Lauren Boebert. We've talked to her briefly. I'll send that audio back for you guys if you want to run that, and then we were asked to leave. I'd be surprised. Now, I think, you know, you look at these suites up here, if you want to talk about secure, if I was a Secret Service and I had a president coming into a place with, 63,000 people, I think I'd want him in one of those. So I don't know where he's going to be, but I would imagine that most of the other cabinet secretaries and others will be up by the front in that red zone.
Troy, I'm a little surprised. Last time we checked in with you, you were kind of designated to one spot. It looks like you have a little bit of free reign there on the floor. What's the vibe that's inside there? This is a memorial service after all.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting because when we first got here, there were people, I think they were just excited to be out of the heat, to get inside. But it's definitely a somber tone. But I mean, look around. It's a somber tone, but you have people hugging and talking, and right now there's music going, and it's very heavy religious undertones here. So I haven't seen anybody, crying. Again, it's not like they're in here having a party, but again, the mood is almost more upbeat than I expected it to be.
Interesting. Troy Hayden live for us inside State Farm Stadium with the latest, and as you can see right behind him, seats are filling up. So again, if you have friends and family members that you know are coming down to State Farm Stadium and they're still outside, might be a good time to text them and let them know. Maybe turn around.
Yeah, because it is filling up like we saw. And so let's get to another perspective. This is going to come from the outside, as there are thousands of people who are still waiting to get inside. I mean, it's first come, first serve. And so sadly, a lot of those people are going to have to be turned away.
Doors have been open for 2 hours now. We've got 12 News journalist Danielle Nottingham, who's been outside. First off, Danielle, how hot is it outside? How are you feeling? And how long is that line still?
Yeah, Emmett and Allison, I think another piece of advice would be to tell everyone, grab some water when you can get it. It's been hot out here. And keep in mind, people have been waiting in line for several hours, so one bottle of water just won't do it right now. And throughout the morning, we've seen people passing out, having a couple of episodes from being overheated. So be very careful if you're headed out here. Make sure you stay hydrated. I wish I could tell you guys that the line was getting better as we're getting closer to the start of the service, but But if you take a look here, it looks like it looked when we first got here early this morning. This is the beginning of the line. So these are people who still have hours to wait to get to the front. And as you guys have been reporting, the stadium is quickly filling up, so there's a very good chance that none of these people will get in. But you can see people are doing what they can. They're sitting on the curbs. They're leaning up against the walls. They've been waiting here for hours. It's been a little chaotic. It hasn't been as organized as some people I talked to wanted it to be. Some people are kind of bumping in lines. They have some porta potties to the front of the stadium, and people are, what I'm hearing is people are getting in those lines and then kind of trying to rush through the gate. But it's really the waiting game here, and everyone keeps coming up to us out here. If we have any word, if they stopped letting people through the gates, they want to know, if they should just give up and go home, if there are alternate locations where they can watch the service. Even people still arriving. I don't know if we can show it. It might be a little messy, this shot, but this line of cars here out on the street in front of the stadium, it's been like this for at least 4 hours. And these are people just arriving here still hoping to get a parking spot so they can then get in line and then hopefully get inside the stadium. So outside of that, despite all of the chaos going on out here, people are in great spirits. People have been chanting. They've been smiling. They've been coming up to me saying how great it is to just see these many people come out to support Charlie Kirk. And as we've been telling you, it's people from Alaska, it's people from the Midwest all over coming out here. So right now from where we're standing, it's still the waiting game. People are being very patient. Some have given up, but as you can see, thousands still have not. They're still waiting on their chance. So we'll see what happens. Since we've been talking for this brief moment, the line really hasn't been moving. Just a couple people moving here right now. So we'll keep an eye on things and see what happens if all these people decide they want to give up and turn away, Emma and Allison. Yeah. Who knows yet?
Well, Danielle, we actually did just get an update seconds ago that Glendale PD say they will be opening up that overflow at Desert Diamond Arena. So this will help get some of those people out of the heat and into the air conditioning because, again, they've just been standing out there for hours and hours now. And as the sun is coming up, I know we have the cloud coverage there, but it is still getting toastier and toastier. And that's only going to continue as we go in through the day. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be very hot. Danielle, thank you. We'll check back in with you.
Yeah, we didn't want to.
Yeah, no, go ahead then. Continue, please.
Okay.
All right, we'll check back in with Danielle. Still ahead, gunfire erupting overnight near 52nd Drive. And we have just learned one man is dead and police are still looking for answers. We'll get to more of your top headlines and get back to our coverage of the Charlie Kirk Memorial just after this break.